Alrighty, well hello weary travelers and welcome to the Come and Go Tavern. My name is Sheela Ornthalis and I'll be your hostess this afternoon. Today's kitchen special is cheesy sausage on rice and it looks like Irene is currently available for a full service package if you know what I mean. But if you see anything or anyone else on the menu that you're interested in, just let me know and we'll see what we can do. Hello Robbie? Robbie? Robbe? Brute. Robbe Brute. Howdy. Howdy, 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 howdy. I am Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Anyway, today will be our 11th, or my 11th Final Fantasy XIV stream, and we are solidly into the post-Stormblood patch MSQ. It is very clear to me now that I'm not going to be done with it and make it to Shadowbringers before my schedule has to change, because that change is coming up probably next week. But we are going to keep going on, even after that schedule change, in some way, shape, or form. I just haven't figured out exactly how it's going to work yet. As always, I will be available for comments, questions, and concerns about the tavern, as well as regular old conversations, so don't be afraid to fill the chat up with discussion. And without much further ado, let's go ahead and head on over. Welcome. I've also been messing around with the various camera angles and things, both my physical and VTubing setup. So, you know, there's just going to be some slight changes in how I look and how I'm projected on the screen. Also, we have a new basic getup here. Ooh, so cute. Dashing. Musketeer-like. Basically, like, I hit a point where it felt like we were in a different environment enough and the story was running differently enough that I wanted to switch out the glamour. And so now we're in the level 70 Red Mage garb as our Red Mage glamour. I managed to finally get Samurai fully up to level as well, but I probably won't be playing that one on stream too much because I don't know, like the Red Mage rhythm just feels better for on stream. It's interesting enough, you know? Water. Water is good. Water is very good for you. I should probably put that in a closer spot to reach so that I'm not like twisting myself all the way around to do that, but it is what it is. Let's go talk to Nanamo. Here we are. Hello? Am I not gonna get the... Oh, okay. Nothing had loaded in yet, so it's fine. One thing that I want to do eventually, and this is you know, far off dreams, but basically we're looking at rearranging our living situation in another year or so, and when that happens, my goal is to also be able to have a separate computer that's running my OBS and my model separate from the game's computer, and hopefully that'll free me up to do some heavier games that would require more GPU power than I can currently dedicate to just the games themselves. Gotta love the T-pose for dominance of still loading. There we go. There's the umbrella. Oh shoot. Take care of that. Eventually. Okay. We have to take care of something in OBS once we get to our destination to make sure nothing messes up. Okay, let me go check this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Hello, Coleman. Come back from another boarding action. Oh, did a coin toss actually happen there? I really need to add a sound effect or something. But I haven't been able to get Vignon actually like overlay sound effects yet. Ooh, BattleTech today. Okay. What were you running? Also, we'll give you another toss of coins just in case. Boink, boink, boink. Freeway free-for-all, clan player won by 4 points. Oof. When the calamity threatened, Raban led the Alliance forces into battle at the plains of Cartanau, and I remained here. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I've made a custom of visiting the shrine during each of my little excursions. Here, I seek the blessing of Fall, reflect upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. You know, fair. If I am to be a Sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, then, with Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, finally see a way to aid the refugees. Nice. Glad to hear it. I will take a look at that in a second, Coleman. Already many displaced Alamegans seek to begin their long trek home. To facilitate that process, I've made a small contribution, an artisan's school, in Relgar's Reach for any who wish to learn in new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time, the Ul'dah Treasury will provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pays refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbear Manderbell? Yes. Well, I, the player, am. Ah, well, he is a most generous man. Something of an eccentric. Let's make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Robert should be only too glad to receive us. Ooh, is this where we can get the Manderville emote? I don't think I saw it in the store the last time I was in the Gold Saucer. What's going on over there? What are you? Oh, Thumbturd's training. Okay. You ran an Atlas, Marauder, 2, Striker, Orion, Crusader, and Zeus. Ooh, that's a strong. A very stacked, oh. What's that emote doing over there? Oh well. Marauder 2 and Stalker were last remaining when we called the game. Very nice. Yeah, Atlases are always a coin toss. They feel threatening on the field, but they're not. They don't feel like they do as much as they should do, if you know what I mean. I've had some luck with Atlas 3s, but again, that kind of requires people to actually be willing to play in the later time zones, the later eras. That's the word I was looking for. Where the heck? Steps of Nald. Okay. Oh, airship landing. I should, maybe just do that. Let's took out a Marauder 2C and then took a Hunchback 2C to the rear. Oof. I haven't played tabletop, but I have played the video game. One day I'll get into it. Hey, you know what? Honestly, the Battletech video game by Harebrained Schemes is perhaps the best video game version of that to ever have existed. And I say that as somebody who played the tabletop for years and years and years, including an entire A Time of War campaigns, which if you don't know what that one is, that's the like kind of TTRPG version of Battletech, as well as putting probably thousands of hours into MechTech, or oh goodness gracious, what's it called now? It's the digital version that was kind of hacked together using Java. It's not MechTech. Megamech, that's the one. A MechTech is something else. Third player killed the Hunchback 2 via rear shot with a locust. Love that for that locust. You know me. I love my tiny little light mechs that just do absolute damage. You. What? What? Hang on. Where do you have? Okay, no, hang on. Let's go to you. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess some excitements. That's the thing. It feels like it was made for people who that already understand the game to some extent. So I have some trouble understanding everything, to be honest. But I just need to find a lot of time to get into it. I can enjoy Xenonauts. If I can enjoy Xenonauts, I can enjoy this. Now, yeah, fair. I will say they added a little bit of quality of life tutorial stuff to the game after its release. I want to say it was about 6 or 8 months after release. And there is a bit of crunch to it. I mean, like, it is still BattleTech, you know? But yeah, once you can get over that hump, and you may have some luck with tuning a couple of things like drop rates and things like that in the system. I don't know if they ever made it an official part of like the game's menus, but I know that there's basically just like an unprotected like plain text file that can allow you to change the odds on like drop rates and things. The one thing that I did when I did my playthrough was simply making double heat sinks purchasable. Like, I'm fine with buying them, but especially if you get something like your Thor or like a really big mech with double heat sinks that is meant to be a laser boat, and then one of those heat sinks double heat sinks gets destroyed, it fucks that mech over. So if you get into it, and if you feel like it, that would be my main suggestion is see if you can find that text file and just flip that 0 to a 1. That's all it takes, and then you save and you're good to go. Mostly learned how BattleTech worked via the Mech Warrior series first, fumbled your way through the tabletop and BattleTech work. Fair enough. Like, before I started actually like hanging out, well, no, okay, so Coleman, I actually pointedly did not install double heat sinks in stuff that didn't originally come with it. It was purely to be able to replace those parts in stuff that like kind of really needs it. All the lore with Humble Bundle. Ooh, okay. If you got a lot of the books from Humble Bundle, like, those books are actually really, really good. And it is fascinating how well the lore of BattleTech deals with the actual horrors of war, as well as like war crimes and things like that, versus what a lot of people in the fandom are on about. Because like, I have run into so many people in like the fandom for BattleTech who are like, oh yeah, we'll just have this company throw some nukes at the thing, and like, no, in universe, that is the way to get turned, like, to gain a black mark with literally every house. Like, mechs were the compromise in universe, because like, hey, if we have the ability to like do essentially warp jumps, what's to stop anybody from, you know, just warp jumping a ship or an asteroid into a planet and dealing with their problems all at once? Because then everybody starts doing it. And so, as bad and underhanded as all of the houses can be at certain times, there are still accords that they have to follow, you know? And so, again, like, that's why mechs are the things that they are in this. They are the compromise. But anyway, I could go on about that for quite some time, obviously. Yeah, they're the knights in shining armor, except, you know, not knights and shining, or a lot of duct tape. Yep. And I just hope you don't get a reactor breach. Don't get stack pulled. Yeah, a little bit, you know? Anywho. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. Oops, excuse me. I must confess some excitement. Go over there. Yes, let's travel to the Gold Saucer, please. Okay, fair enough. Have a good sleep, Coleman. Hope you have a wonderful rest and that your tomorrow is good. Water. I love it when the emotes fall, they just kind of like bloop on my head. Ooh, any recommended books to start out with? I'll be honest, it has been long enough since I actually read the books. So Coleman's probably got a better gist on that than I do right now. Because like I could not, thinking back on it, actually like separate many of the books from each other. Because it was one of those things where like I read a bunch of them back to back to back to back to back to back when I was younger. So the plot lines sort of like all intermingled. I will say I am a fan of Dark Age and later periods in BattleTech, which is kind of a controversial take, or at least was for quite some time. Because all of my favorite mechs are Dark Age or post-Dark Age era mechs. There are kind of distinct eras, and there's a little bit of difference in like tech level between them. But Dark Age was really, really controversial because the huge like communications hubs, the HPGs, were destroyed in the opening kind of acts of the Dark Age, and that's in fact why it's called that. Because it's not because suddenly everybody lost their technology. In fact, over the course of the Dark Age, people regained a lot of the lost tech that had previously been just buried. It was because they couldn't talk to each other anymore. Travel became much more difficult, communication became much more difficult, and so you had a lot more planet-to-planet factional fighting, even within the Great Houses. And even, like, for a while, the Great Houses themselves barely existed because of it. And that's interesting to me, you know? Oh, also, was it Lady Amano herself? I think it was. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so House Amano is a minor house that was technically introduced in the BattleTech video game, so you'll always find chuds who are like, oh, they don't count, they're from the video game. But they have an official source book as part of the tabletop game, and like them existing didn't carve off any sections of a larger house. Like, nobody lost territory, so like they exist. End of, in my opinion. But I'm pretty sure Lady Amano is canonically trans, which is dope as hell. And also, like, trans warriors and BattleTech have existed since like the 80s, which is a huge thing. Like, they've always been very progressive about their politics on stuff like that, and like it's I love BattleTech. BattleTech is so cool. But anyway, we're playing Final Fantasy today. At some point, I would like to play BattleTech, but that's also part of why I'm thinking of like doing separate computers, because I've tried to run that and OBS at the same time, and it is not happy. Anywho, I'd heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the world coin. A Barry will be expecting us. Come, let us head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. Real quick, I am going to check in. Oh, okay, so press button? Oh my goodness. Cactus. Ooh, that's a lovely rapier. Oh. Ah, stick. He's a stick. Ooh. Nice. Wait, the Emperor's new shield? Oh, it's invisible. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, so not the one I was looking for. Sorry, I'm checking to see if the Manderville shuffle thing is in here anywhere. Those look a little silly on me. Ooh, but Succubus farms though. Later. Ooh, ponytails. Girls, great lengths. Okay, ballroom etiquette is pursuing happiness. Dance. On the bee's knees. Ooh, look at that parasol. Gambler barding. Ooh, Mandervellian barding. Ooh. I mean, I should put a dance pool in my park. Okay. So I'm hoping then that... Oh, it's Mahjong going. We will get the dance that we're looking for from the things that we're about to have to go do, you know? Wait. Wait, did I miss a door? Or are you up above? Oh, she's up above. Okay. Oh, excuse me? Yeah, as I was kind of mentioning earlier, I managed to get Samurai up to level 70 now as well. Which means that my next class I'm going to be tackling on this character is going to be Dark Knight, which is hilarious because, like, just seeing such a tiny person carrying such a big sword is always amusing to me. I believe this is where we were meant to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we await his coming? Sure thing. My apologies, Your Grace. I've kept you waiting. No apologies are necessary, Godbear. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available on such short notice. When the Sultana herself comes calling, there's no more important engagement. I have my water a little bit closer to me now. As to the purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanalin. You are aware, I am sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their words are difficult. Newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them the suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might be distributed? The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. Ooh, my advice to you is stop. Taxing Ul'dah's wealth to save Alamegan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically. I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Ul'dah in this arrangement? Profit? After all you've done for Girabanya's displaced, I thought you were the very last person to seek the benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It's a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. Fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And see, this I disagree with, but that's just because I have a long-term existence with artists, who are some of the hardest working folks for the least amount of money. And then we must consider Ul'dah's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of your spending the nation's coin not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill, yes? Yes. Indeed, then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people in Ul'dah. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with the returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your own subjects. You've given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. Thank you for your candor. Oh, grabbing something from below my desk. I want to look up where the Manderville shuffle comes from. I don't think I already have it. Manderville dance. Oh wow, thank you. That's a Games Wiki. I get it. Oh, it's a Hildebrand quest. Wait, do I already have that one then? I thought I'd done all of the Hildebrand quests that I had access to so far. Guess not. Huh, okay. I'll worry about finding that later. We'll focus on the MSQ right now. Profit. Thought never even crossed my mind. But standing about lamenting my naivete will not do anyone any good. I shall consider my lesson learned and press on. Lynn, are you perchance acquainted with any successful merchants? My attempt at philanthropy is obliged to reap profit. It would seem wise to consult someone with a knack for business. Ordinarily, I would not trust any agent of East Aldenard Trading Company, but if you hold this Hancock fellow in high esteem, I am content to be led by you. You may repay my faith by journeying to distant Kugane and speaking with him on my behalf. Even though I am to visit those shores, I have not the leisure for a lengthy sea voyage. Eager though I am, that's what it is. Okay. Now, assuming you will travel as adventurers are wont to do, I shall await your report by the Aetherite in Ul'dah. Fair journey to you, Lynn, and a swift one, if you please. Oh, thank you for the posture check. Oh, okay. We are sitting up a little bit better now. Thank you very much, Toxan. Hello, by the way. Hello, hello, hello. How are you this fine morning? Or is it afternoon where you're at now? I think you're 1 or 2 hours behind me. I can't remember which. Let's go ahead. There it is. There we go. Actually, Toxan, you may be able to let me know fairly quickly. I may have missed one of the Hildebrand quests at some point. I thought I had caught up with them to where I am right now, but I think I'm supposed to have the Manderville Shuffle at this point. I've got like 4 classes at level 70, and I don't have that yet, somehow. Let's see. Journals. Yeah, there's no real searchable function in there, so I'm not going to use up too much of our time for that right now. Yes, the music is from Final Fantasy, but it makes sense that it reminds you of Kingdom Hearts, because a lot of the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack was made by the same people who made the soundtrack for Final Fantasy, and I want to say they also reused some music from Final Fantasy for it. Greetings, honored madam. Will you be entering the Ruby Bazaar offices? Yes, please. Lynn, to what do I owe the pleasure? Or are you here on business? I beg your pardon. Her Grace the Sultana would have my opinion on how to best invest in the wealth of Ul'dah? My dear Lynn, I have you to thank for this recognition, I am sure. And I am flattered that you came to me, truly flattered. But why settle down for a lowly apprentice? When you could have the master. Upon matters of profit, there is no living soul better qualified to advise Her Grace than Chairman Lolorito, a man whose morning exertions are said to fill his garden robe with gold. Gross. Absolutely filthy. I hate that. I should be happy to arrange a meeting for you, say at the Scion's former headquarters in Thanalin. The Waking Sand should be a suitably neutral venue for negotiations. Don't you think? Fare you well, Lynn, and may your dealings prove fruitful. Absolutely terrible. I hate that. I hate that concept. Let's go ahead to Vesper Bay, though. Morning exertions. Just gross. It's taken us a moment to load that up. Wait, what? What the heck? Why can't I... Oh, it's a job. Okay. I know why. Memories rekindled. What? Trauma Queen. I have so many things that I never picked up here. New game plus allows you to relive the adventures of your past by replaying previous quests with your current character data. Replay old quests with new game plus. What the heck? Wild. Okay. I feel like this doesn't really need a new game plus, but okay. There's an impish conspiratorial look about Aline. If her injuries allowed, she would sidle. Heard we're in the same trade. You're in better shape than me, though. The mishap at the Wanderer's Palace really nearly did me in, but boy was it worth it. Calamity drained nearly half the water from Bronze Lake, and there it was, an ancient temple of Oscan. Why is it called a palace, then? Beats me. I just went in looking for a treasure, me and my feller. It was like a dream, that's what it was like. The water hadn't done a thing. There were gold-framed mirrors, bright as the moon. We gazed upon ourselves, draped in chains of pearl, dancing on the floor of marble and malachite. Like a king and queen, me and my feather. A daring-do adventurer like yourself wouldn't say no to a chance like that now, would you? I'll tell you what. Go down to the docks west of Camp Bronze Lake and talk to Abazi Chirazi. Used to be a boon companion of mine. I'll ferry you to the palace. Interesting. That's not a trap at all. Not at all suspicious. Maybe... Oh, I've got plenty of space. Oh, it's all of Urianger's stuff. Okay, that's why. Because I kind of started ignoring him. Friend of the Dawn, hear my plea. Tidings most ominous arrive from Gridania, a primal walketh the shroud. Those who've been born the Eldritch spirits witness, and return to tell a tale, avow that ne'er before had they seen its like. The gods' quiver doth investigate as we speak, and meseems Bowlord and Lewin would welcome a capable adventurer's helping hand. Pray hie thee to the seat of the first bow, and shine thy light upon the matter. That sure was a lot of words, my guy. When the cindery moon did wane, there sounded a blood-curdling roar. A new primal had roused, the portents gave us to believe. One whose identity yet lieth beyond our ken. By thy hand, 3 primals have since been vanquished. As each returned to the ether, 'twas observed that tremors foreshadowing this 4th grew in strength and frequency both. The being doth quicken, and in time it shall become a scourge upon the land. Yet even as we pondered a course of action, a benevolent soul did arise. One who would forestall this threat. Though she would be tender in years, she is true of heart and steadfast of resolve. She would solicit thine aid, if thou art willing to proffer it, lest thou wonder this maiden is of our order. Thus did the antecede straightways consent that thou shouldest assist her howsoever thou mayest. As soon as thou art able, hie thee to the wine port, where thy petitioner doth await thee even now. Thou shalt be a certainty. Thou shalt for a certainty find her visage strikingly familiar. Huh. 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 Oh, hello?
The fire brought a gross bug inside again.
Okay, did he let it loose, or does he still have it in something?
It's in a jar, but Lynn's looking at it like it's candy.
Alright, I need to go and make sure that Lynn doesn't accidentally, well, and she'll purposefully eat it, but that she doesn't eat a bug. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes or so. Alright? Be back soon. Alright. No. No, stop. No. welcome back, everybody. Yeah, I'll go ahead and... Like, realistically, this is just going to be a lot of... Oh, goodness gracious, this is going to be a whole cutscene. It is decided, the stance of the Scions must evolve from shifting sand to unyielding stone. My place, however, is here in this land of unending tragedy. Got a call at work the instant you talked last. Oh, that's fair, that's fine. My place, however, is ere must I remain until the true nature of the primals is revealed unto me. Many seasons did I toil to fashion a net across the vast realm, a net that catches not fish but nuggets of wisdom more valuable than gold. Yet, even possessed of this hoard of knowledge, I cannot purchase all the keys to the confounding doors that bar my passage. Thus must I presume to unsheath the blade born of light. Thine is a strength that shattereth the stoutest barriers, and doth pierce that which obfuscates the impotent gaze of ordinary men. We have not the luxury of time required of my measured scholarly pace. The adder's nest is astir, hissing with news of Garuda's return. Her winds have grown ever more violent, ever more destructive, and now I take water. What lieth in the sun waxing of power? The answer may prove a vital piece of the puzzle of the primal's existence. Mine eyes both perceive a looming wall of strife, poised to crash down upon our cities with unrestrained fury. For the nonce, you must pacify the Lady of the Vortex. Swiftly now, to the Adder's Nest. My Serpent Commander, Holu, maybe, even, will have such details as thou needest to proceed. I shall await thee at the waking sands and pray for thy success. I think I got everything that I needed to get out of that, but my guy, you need to chill. He does have a way with words, but having to, like, and it's fine that he has to speak that way, but me having to narrate that way is just a lot, you know? Especially when I'm guessing that basically everything he's asking me to do is to, like, go and refight a lot of the earlier primals. Yep. And there's Sheela. Okay, yep. Alright, that'll fill up my quest log for quite some time. Where was I? Yes. Ah, the extremes. Okay. Wait. Oh, I need to go back to Ul'dah. Oh, that reminds me, I should turn on the party finder or the duty finder for those extremes that I've already had in my list. See if I can get into a party for those. As much as I want to stay a red mage, switch over to white mage, those. Just because I feel like it's going to be easier for me to get those older duties as a healer. Either of those, please. Where's the... Oh, I'm right beside her. Ah, there you are. They sure are extreme. So I've had trouble getting them as a DPS, but you know, I'm hoping that if I'm playing a healer. Welcome back, Lynn. Did your merchant friend save any? With Lolorito, and you agreed to this? I'm well aware of his standing in the field of business, but I had hoped to keep the monetarist at arm's length, and him in particular. Nay, I cannot live in fear of the man. I must learn how to treat him if I am to rule Ul'dah effectively. Very well. I will meet with Lolorito, and let us go ahead to the Waking Sands and prepare for his coming. Should be in trial roulettes, so that should help. Yeah, you'd think. But it is what it is. So this is where the Scions first congregated. Heard many tales, but never had the occasion to visit. Work then. The hour of our meeting draws near, and I would gather my thoughts. Pray see to it that we have the appointed room to ourselves. Yep, that's the plan. Oh, we're holding the meeting out here. I figured we'd have gone into the Solar.
A personal summons from the Scions. This must be important business indeed. Though, if it concerns anything so underhand as an assassination, I fear I can be of little help.
Mm-hmm. You little shithead. Nothing good comes from the facial. Nope, exactly.
You have made your point. 'Tis indeed unsettling to find oneself seated across from an impassive mask.
Uh-huh. That's right, load in a new model.
There, would this better please your grace? Or should I address you as Lady Lilira?
Alright, you little shit. I do like her hairstyle,
the
though.
deception has served its purpose. I'm glad to see you found
Hang on
amusement
just a
in my
second.
little jest, Lord Lolorito. But shall we proceed to the business at hand?
By all means. I must say I am most eager to hear your proposal.
Simply put, I would aid the refugees camped in Thanalan in their efforts to return to Alamigo. The reparations you paid in the wake of your earlier misdemeanors will be used to fund the endeavor, together with the fortune seized from the late Teleji Adeleji's estate. But this plan is not intended to benefit the displaced alone. I would make of this an investment which shall enrich Ul'dah and Alamigo both. And who better to consult on matters of profit than the wealthiest man in all of Thanalan? I beseech you then, Lord Lolorito, share with us your mercantile wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, 'twould seem your grace has matured beyond acts of earnest yet misplaced charity. Pray tell me more.
Every word out of this guy's mouth just feels slimy.
To summarize, in return for facilitating the repatriation of refugees and assisting in the establishment of new industry in Alamigo, you ask that a proportion of all subsequent profits be promised to Ul'dah.
Mm-hmm.
I am impressed, Your Grace. 'Tis an elegant solution, albeit one lacking certain crucial details, specifically which industry and where.
How swiftly you identified the weakness in my plan, just as I knew you would. Your travels have taken you across the length and breadth of Gear Abania, and you know the land far better than I. Which of the settlements you visited would best provide a home for our refugees? Which has the greatest potential to flourish, given the appropriate investment?
I feel like this feels like a major decision, and I personally do not know. I'm gonna go with Alighieri, I think. Which ones were which? Hang on. Our third screen. Need of you. No, not the Saltery. Oh, there's a whole thing about it. Yeah, we'll go with Alighieri.
Yes, if a stable trade route can be established between Uldar and Alamigo, then Alighieri would once more become an important waypoint. But while such growth would greatly benefit its current residents, I'm afraid it could sustain little beyond that. Yes, Quarry Town certainly does carry the potential for profit. At least it would do were it situated anywhere near a lucrative market.
That's what we just talked about.
Transport the materials than they are worth, in my humble opinion. Ah, yes, that desolate little village on the shore of Loch Seld. I know the Saltery and its products well. The Imperial invasion brought an end to their more widespread distribution, much to the dismay of many a wealthy gourmand, myself included. Salt has ever been a transformative ingredient, and in this instance, I dare say, it could transform a modicum of effort into a mountain of gil.
The local citizens will need to be consulted, of course, but I trust the East Aldenar Trading Company can be relied upon to provide its assistance in negotiating a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Naturally, Your Grace. I shall dispatch representatives well versed in the extraction of this white gold and wring every last ounce of profit from its production. The Loch's bounty will contribute to Alamigo's enrichment, whilst easing the burden on the bull's aching shoulders. Just as Your Grace desired.
A deal is struck then.
trust in this guy is 0. Here it will be many years before I feel comfortable taking part in such negotiations, but I shall not complain. We have piqued Lolorito's interest and secured his invaluable expertise. Thank you, Lynn. I could not have done it without you. Oh, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Blech. It's been a rough week. Yeah. Oh, have you not seen that redeem yet? I did some updates to a lot of my redeems so that they would actually have like interactivity and stuff. I shall return to the palace and have my ministers begin work on implementing the particulars of the plan. If you could prevail upon if I could prevail upon you one more time, Lynn, I would ask you convey the details of our negotiations to Commander Hext on your return to Alamigo. My thanks again. Together we have laid the groundwork for an endeavor which promises to benefit the peoples of Alamigo and Ul'dah both. Okie dokie. Well, let's head that direction. Honk honk. Lynn, you're back. What did Nanamo? Oh, sorry. Are you allowed to talk about your audience with the Sultana? So Roban says he's going to return to Ul'dah, but she isn't sure he wants to. Tell us something, well, we don't know, but I'm pleased to hear she's committed to helping our refugees come home. And this plan to revitalize the Saltery does make a lot of sense. Quite how you convinced her to seek out Lolorito's help is another question. After all that has happened, he is the very last person I would expect her to return to for advice. But on a more practical note, at least assuming the interim government elects to accept Ul'dah's proposal, I have one caveat I should like you to include in the bargain. Alamigo must be permitted to cover a portion of the investment. We have a fortune at our disposal, after all, and allowing Ul'dah to provide the entirety of the capital would afford Lolorito too much control. Honestly, Alphino, it's like Kugane never happened. What exactly does a ruthless profiteer have to do to earn your trust? But yes, you do make a good point. First things first, though, we need to discuss the proposal with the Saltery's residents. Huskar, how do you fancy explaining the Sultana's plan to your grandfather? I'd like to hear what Watt thinks of the idea before agreeing to anything. Right away, Commander. Would you mind coming along, then? I might need you to fill in the details. Then I shall come along as well. Should Watt wish to discuss figures, my knowledge of the nation's finances may prove useful. Finance. The finest of adventures. Where are we going? Going up there, and we still don't have flight, huh? Okay. Okay. Guess we'll walk. Only Chunky's little joke will. Ugh. Slowly gathering people here. Wait, am I a fool? Oh, I've not actually been there yet, that's why. Ooh. No, I'm in the wrong class for combat right now. As much as it's a quest to take some of those down, I do not want to deal with them as a white mage. Manner of mischief brings you youngins to Old Blot this time, eh? You want to rebuild the Saltery, Granddad? Then tell him about the deal. Well, bugger me. We've never had the coin or the hand stuff to put the place back how it was, but it sounds like it's about to change. There's just one small wrinkle in your plan. Doesn't account for all the nasties queuing up to eat anyone who goes near the shore. The king used to send soldiers to cull the buggers, but the Imperials weren't about to help the likes of us. Don't worry, Granddad, we'll take care of all that. Commander Hext has been talking about starting up regular patrols, and I'm sure she'd assign me to the lock if I asked. I'd appreciate that, Whiskar, my lad. Truly I would. So does this mean you've gotten better with that blade of yours? I've been training, but mostly to kill Imperials. You've some experience hunting monsters, don't you, Len? Think you could cast an eye on a few local beasties to teach me how to deal with them? Yeah, sure, I suppose. Let's not waste any time then. I'll see you down by the lock. Whilst you're busy attending to the local fauna, I shall have Master Watt explain to me exactly what is required to restore the Saltery to its former glory. Good hunting. Okay, that said, I am absolutely going to go over here and grab that teleportation thingy. Aetherite, that's the word. Oh wait, I can already get... I'm silly, that's why. That's what. I was not thinking. I didn't look far enough, and thus I had to walk on foot all that way. That is on me. Alright, if they're gonna make me do stuff, I'll go ahead and switch out. I think I can automatically switch back when we go into the dungeon, if I recall correctly. The trial, whichever it is. Right then, Lynn. I've got a spyglass here you can use to get a closer look at these pests. Once you've got their measure, you can tell me what to do, and we'll see how well I get it done. Search your surroundings for yabbies. You may move the camera as well as zoom in and out. Target a yabby and inspect it with the left. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I mean, as far as I'm aware, the weakness of most things in this game is just hit with big stick until dead. Yeah, okay. Who doesn't like watching some weird mole crickets? You know? You know? Not me. The Yavi's entire body is protected by hard carapace, but the underside of the head looks soft and vulnerable. Looks like you found a Yavi. They say hitting their shell is like smacking a rock. Any suggestions? Aim for the underside of the head. Which I never thought about because I am tiny, and I'm at underside of head level, anyway. Vulnerable under the head, are they? Right. Wish me luck, then. Ooh, you get a giant sledgehammer and just kind of like golf with them. Just... Nice. Good for you, buddy. Also, it was like a step or two down from normal, so that you don't accidentally think you have gained a level. Well done, music team. Thanks, then. I just did just as you told me, and the wavekin went down like a sack of potatoes. Now, let's find something else. I need to take some of these down. Oh, nerds. I ran out of time. Bop. And then we're gonna go bop. Nice. I'm just gonna ignore that really big thing that's over there. That's not my problem right now. Ooh. Yep, not what I'm dealing with. I wonder how many of these I have to kill. Like, I know the actual quest that I'm on right now doesn't require me to kill them, but that little Q above them... I don't remember exactly what it means, but it means something. pretty sure it has to do with like the sightseeing missions, but I don't remember. I love how the average wait time keeps going up as we are waiting. Like, we are definitely determining the average right now. I think I can handle the Abbeys now, so we should try something different. What else is out there? Oh, sit up. Search your surroundings for phobads. You move the camera as well as zoom in and zoom out, target a phobad, and inspect it. Oh, goodness gracious. Eyes? Ugh. Grim. Phobad's hands are large and powerful, but destroying its crystallized core should render the salt golem inanimate. You sense power pulsating from behind its brow. Phobad, how do I defeat one of those? Just hit it really, really hard, like as hard as you can. I mean, that is a valid tactic. If you are superpowered, you know? Inside its head, is it? Try to stab it right between the eyes, then. I mean, generally speaking, if you destroy something's head, it's gonna go down. Ugh, it's just flattened. Oh my goodness. Not easy fighting with the Liberator of Alamigo watching your every move, but I got the job done. Thanks for the advice, Lynn. I feel a lot better and more prepared for my patrols now. Any road, we should head back to the Saltery before Granddad starts to worry I've been snipped into pieces and fed to Yavi's hatchlings. Fair enough, I suppose. Weird question, but besides 14, give me just a second, because long stuff is a little squashed on my screen. When we get into Final Fantasy in general, what would be best? I was thinking of just getting the Pixel Remaster or something else on Steam. Okay, so that kind of depends on what your actual favorite kind of gameplay is. If you're looking for, like, classic, what we would consider to be, like, the old school JRPG experience, then I would actually suggest trying to find some kind of copy of, like, I would go Final Fantasies 1 and 2, but that's just because, like, I actually played those when they were re-released on the Game Boy Advance years ago, and I actually really loved the story, because it puts some of the stuff that they do pretty constantly throughout the rest of the series into context, like the whole existence of Dark Knights as, like, the actual heroes in a lot of cases is really solidified in those very first games, but also shows off, you know, what can go wrong when one gains too much power. It's a whole thing. But yeah, 1 through 6 are all great for that sort of, like, classic JRPG experience. If you're looking for something a little bit more modern, either, you know, a remaster of the original 7 or a recreation of 7 in general would probably be a good thing for you. Yeah, just a basic attack, please. Okay, I guess I'll use an ability. Boo. Let's see, what else? If, like, the remakes are more in kind of a real-time combat, as far as I understand. I do not and have not owned PlayStation Ooh, excuse me, great. Goodness gracious. I do not and have not owned a PlayStation in quite some time, so I am not a reliable source on how some of those games play from, like, Final Fantasy XI onward? Up until... No, I guess it would have been... No, because I played X. Goodness gracious, did I really only miss a couple of games? Oof. Final Fantasy's dev times got a little wonky. If you're into tactics games, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is probably my favorite of them. Don't get me wrong, War of the Lion and all of its remakes and all that sort of stuff is pretty good. Like, the story is fantastic, but the combat in that one is a little overly punishing at times. Whereas the Advance series feels like it's right within the comfortable niche of needing to understand the mechanics to succeed, but not absolutely being punished if you don't have the exact correct spread of classes for whatever battle you're taking out. You have more freedom to kind of play around with the classes in Tactics Advance and A2. See, you'd return in one piece. Dealt with those beasties then, did you? I fought them myself, after a bit of instruction from Lynn here, like, once I've shared what I've learned with the others, we should have no trouble keeping the shoreline clear. Good lad. A fine young man you've become, Whisker. A fine young man indeed. Too often of late I hear tales of folk over in the city, drunk on victory and hungry for revenge, their heads stuck firmly in the past. But we need to set our sights on the future, on things which will improve our lot. Things like getting the Saltery ready to welcome our long-lost countrymen. Here we go. Alphino seems satisfied that he and Water are of one mind. Ooh. Ooh. It seems Whiskar has the Saltery's security well in hand. I, meanwhile, have discussed next steps with Master Watt and completed my inspection of the site. With little work, the vacant buildings here could be made into very presentable dwellings. A message from General Alden. Apologies for the interruption, miss, but the General would speak with you at your earliest convenience. Okay. Do not feel obliged to wait around on my account. I will remain here to hammer out the finer details with Watt and act as an intermediary with our business partners in Ul'dah. You should go. Ooh, hello! Thank you very much, Blast Fight. Things go fairly well. And thank you again for the resubscription. I think that's the first time we've actually gotten that sound effect. We are working our way through the post-patch quest. Ooh, hydrate. Okay. Blech. Liquids. Now, where are we supposed to be going back to? Oh, hello?
Hey, hun. Can I borrow you for a second?
You can borrow me anytime you like, stud. Alright, I'm sure he just needs me for actual business stuff, but we'll be back in about 5 or so minutes. Alrighty. Come here, you.
All right, the St. Louis Blues.
You know what really helps when I select the correct source when I'm trying to come back? Thank you very much for your patience, folks. About to head home from work yourself. Okay, whoop. Going to work on Shadowbringers content after noodling around on WoW with the new 3 patch. Ooh, very fun. I haven't kept up with WoW in a couple of years at this point, for reasons that we've discussed on other Discords and various other things, but basically Blizzard being Blizzard. But I am kind of vaguely aware of the new patch coming soon. I don't know. Like, I still need to work more towards the Omega questline on here, and I'm looking forward to Shadowbringers with all of its horror. But we'll come there when we get there. Or we'll get there when we get there. Wait a minute.
Apologies for the wait.
Ooh, it's a voiced one, so I can actually take some drink.
People are screaming for the butcher's blood again. No sooner have we broken up one mob than another forms. Thankfully, all have been amenable to reason, thus far.
Mm-hmm.
But it is no concern of yours.
I mean, it is.
We must speak of the men Arenvald and his comrades apprehended in the peaks.
Oh?
By their uniforms, the captives were first judged to be Imperial troops. But after further investigation, their true identities came to light. I dare say you remember Yuyuhasi and Laurentius, the fugitives who conspired with Captain Ilberd in the Crystal Brave's betrayal. Aye, well, it would seem they followed him all the way to the wall. It was they who orchestrated the slaughter of the resistance fighters prior to the Griffin's infernal ritual.
Were it in your hands, how would you punish these men?
We're not at war. Execution isn't the answer.
You would
War's
spare
over.
these animals. Yours is a more merciful brand of justice than mine.
Oh, trust me, I want worse for
In
them,
any event,
but
I thank
you
you for
can't
your
live
honesty.
like that.
When the time comes for the Alliance to pass judgment, I'll see that your opinion is heard. Well, that concludes our business here. But there is more I would say. Walk with me.
Oh? Too far to one side now. I feel like I'm looking in the wrong place, but maybe not.
I bear a share of the blame for Ilberd's atrocities. Had I openly supported the cause of Alamegan liberation, he might not have felt driven to do what he did. Things could have been different, and I'm sorry they aren't. But even after all that has happened, my homeland is free. With the Scions and the Alliance at their side, my countrymen have reclaimed what many thought lost forever. Under her new leadership, I have every confidence that Alamigo will emerge from the shadow of the Empire and rise once more to greatness. Which means my work here is done. Soon I will return to Uldar and take my place at the Sultana's side.
Father...
I'll not deny there's a part of me that wants to stay. The same part that contemplated renouncing my rank and joining you as a wandering sellsword. But I pledged my blade to Nanamo, and I will not betray that oath.
Is this truly what you want, Father?
It is. Ever has my sword been hers to command, and ever shall it remain.
Yeah, this angle looks a little bit better for me, I think.
Thank you for lending an ear. When all the rest are clamoring for me to stay, I trust you'll send me on my way.
That's what you want me to do, my guy. That took longer than I intended, but at least you know where I stand. Now that's settled. Ernvald, what news? We may have a problem, sir. A group of Ananta has arrived at the main gates. And I don't mean the Vera. These are Kalyana, the ones that summoned the Primal. They're insisting... It's gracious, we are still... they be allowed to attend the council. Lise is trying to reason with them, but she may need help. An invitation was extended to all the native beast tribes, but we assumed the Kalyana would refuse it out of hand. We best go and see for ourselves, Pippin. Take command of our forces and be ready for battle. Then, you've dealt with these Kalyana before. I'll have you at my side. really disappointed I don't have flying yet here. And I know that's on me for not doing my diligence to find all of the flight spots, but still, wah, you know? Oh, bad? Oh, bad. I don't know why, that's amusing me. And we have the salt elementals. Salt and Druva, excuse me. Please go away. Thank you. Then Raban. Gods, it's good to see you. Ah, the Slayer has come. We have not forgotten how you sinned against the Lady of Bliss, but we did not come here to shed blood. You claim to seek harmony with all those who call Garabanya home. If this is truly your wish, you will welcome us as envoys of the Ananta. It is our wish, and you are welcome, but we cannot condone the summoning of primals. If you want to enter the palace, I must ask you first surrender any crystal jewelry. You have my word that it will be returned to you when the meeting is over. We will do as you ask, but you will not have our weapons. We are not so foolish as to place ourselves entirely at the mercy of our tormentors. That is fair. I reckon that's the closest we're going to get to a compromise, and we will have people standing guard. Aye, let them keep their swords. Then we have an agreement. Lead the way to your meeting chamber. Why do I have the feeling we've welcomed a Viper into our midst? Okay, let's take a look. A weapon. Okay, so that's just gonna be a weapon. Ishiokai. Let's go over to the Paladin, because I know the Paladin doesn't have Dairyu Maku weapon yet. That's going to be a huge boost there. And then reassign here. Here we go. And back over to Red Mage. I already have that one. Yochin. Tire coffer. Ooh! Not integrated. Ooh. So Wait, is this a class-specific thing? Ah, okay, so that's specifically for the samurai. Let's go over there. Oh, this is all huge improvements other than maybe that one. Oh, that's a cute look. Oh, that's a very cute look. Hello, Keegan! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome, welcome. Okay, you were playing Wargroove 2 as well. Excellent, excellent. Love to see it. Where are you in Wargroove 2's setup? I think about halfway through the first real campaign of it. Or no, I finished the first real campaign. I'm into the second real campaign. I'm not counting the intro, like 4-mission thing. Triple armor option. Ooh. Grim. Does Kalyana Elder's intentions seem at odds with what we know about her tribe? What do you think, then? Well, maybe they can learn to compromise. Hello! You just started it yesterday. Overall, you like it? You did the campaign in the woods and in the middle of the Felheim one. Ooh! Okay, I just started the Felheim one last time I streamed it. I think I got 1 or 2 missions in. The story definitely looks more fleshed out than the first one. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like I wish that there was more franchise opportunity for Wargroove because, like, you're absolutely right. The second one feels more fleshed out, and I almost feel like it's because the first one had to establish the world. It's that difference between, like, Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2, where, like, we spend just enough time meeting all of the characters in Advance Wars 1, and then in 2 we actually get to have a story, like a story about them. Very similar sort of situation. You believe an understanding can be reached. It's not entirely unheard of, I suppose. Those who followed Saint Shiva eventually sought reconciliation with Ishgard. Whatever the truth, I would take no chances. The Guard must be strengthened, ideally with people who know a thing or two about primals. Can we rely on the Scions? Yes, of course. I'll round up our comrades. Send them to the Alamegan court. You can go on ahead if you like, then. My thanks. I'll see you in the palace. Let's just go ahead and teleport there, because why not? Yeah, I'm actually hoping to start streaming more Saturdays so that I can do more of these tactics games. And I will be shifting the schedule for my Final Fantasy stuff from Wednesday probably to Friday, because my schedule is going to be changing here pretty soon. Ernvald told me of the arrival of our unexpected guests. I agreed that it would be prudent to call upon Ishtola and Thancred as well. One can never be too careful when dealing with the enthralled. I'm not familiar with the Kalyana tribe myself, but Alice's report suggested that they shunned contact with the other races. Despised it, in fact, even compared to other Anantai. Indeed, this apparent reversal in attitude is most curious. No one expected a response to our invitation, much less an envoy, and I imagine Lise was forced to make some rather hasty arrangements in order to accommodate them. Speaking of which, how should we deploy ourselves? If the meeting is to be held in the throne room, it would be wise to have both eyes both inside and outside the palace. Ishtola and I can stand guard without. That leaves the three of you to keep watch over proceedings in the throne room itself. Understood. We should join General Alden inside then. Lynn, do you know of the rear entrance to the palace? It's on the eastern edge of the city, at the top of the stairs. The guard there should have been instructed to let us pass. Okay. So we're being sneaky. Let's talk to the Mender real quick. No, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Where's my tuffy boy? Go back in there, buddy. Oh, hang on. Oh, okay, not what I was thinking it was. That's blocked off. Hello? Ah, there we are. You're with the Scions, miss? General Alden left orders that you were to be escorted inside, if you'll follow me. Sure thing. What? Let's actually sit up. Go. Ooh. People from all over here today. And they keep hearing.
Thank you all for coming. I am Lise Hext, and I speak for the Resistance. Among you are village elders, refugee leaders.
I forgot that her last name was Hext. I thought it was somebody separate.
You've come from every corner of Girabania to help decide the future of Alamigo. But before that, I want to ask you a question. What was the first thing you noticed when you came in? For me, it was that empty throne.
Mm-hmm.
It has no one to sit on it now. No viceroy, no king. Would any of you like to take their place? Or should someone else sit there?
I don't think anyone should sit there.
Then let's sit here in a circle, as equals, and I hope, as friends.
Mm-hmm. Very Ankh-Morpork sort of situation. Throne exists, but it's merely a reminder of things that came in the past. Nothing more than a gilding from a past age.
Expertly done. Lise has removed monarchy as a choice early in the game and positioned them to consider a joint government.
Mm-hmm.
All things considered, I would say events have got off to a fine start.
We could have dragged some chairs in here, though. That might have been a good idea.
And that is Alagana's stance on the matter.
Thank you, Ragenfrid. Another vote in favor. Next, let's hear from Shanti of the Kaliana. Tell us, how do your people feel about the idea of a republic?
The Ananta. Wish only that those who dwell within Gir Abania devote themselves to our faith.
E.
You shall all worship Sri Lakshmi!
Uh-huh. I don't think so.
Lady of Bliss, grace us once more with your beauteous visage!
Well, I wonder how they accomplished that.
This can't be happening. No crystals were allowed through the door.
We can worry about the how of it later. We need to evacuate these people right now.
So my guess is they probably crushed up a bunch of crystals and put them, like, in the water supply or something like that. You know, you'd really think that people would get the idea after a while that maybe summoning gods isn't a great idea.
God damn it! The guards were already turned!
No, for crying out loud.
Fools!
Hmm.
No, you don't!
The Kalyana would see us all enthralled.
Then they're going to be sorely disappointed. We have the Warrior of Light and Arenvold to shield us.
Aye, but they can't well defend your guests and attack the Primal, can they? We're stuck on the back foot.
All right, I think I have an idea. Keep these people safe, General. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Desperate people do desperate, desperate things. Yeah, you're right. They absolutely do. But at the same time, the Kalyana have every opportunity to make things better for themselves right now, and they've decided to, like, drape themselves in the opiate of religion again. That's just unfortunate. Oop. I really need to put a sound effect on that because I can never tell if it's actually happened or not. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw the motion, but, you know. How do we fight her without leaving our allies wide open? We can't stay on the back foot forever. No, damn it. I don't. If I think that like this, we've already lost. With the Warrior of Light on my side, we can do this. Isn't that right, then? Yeah, sound effect would be good. Use the duty action Deflect to dissipate the ether spheres Lakshmi releases during the battle. Be warned that allowing an ally to be enthralled by an ether sphere will result in failure. Oh, goodness. Okay. Alright, we've been in this duty finder for an hour at this point. My goodness. Let's go ahead and drop out of the duty finder. Good time, be back soon. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. We'll see you soon, Lasty. Okay, I see what I have to do. Oh, this one's gonna be tough. Oh. Okay. I think you got that one. After these two. Okay, you got that one. Oh, goodness gracious. I have little legs. Oh, come on. What am I even supposed to be doing here? Yeah, let's go to easy because oh my goodness, there are so many things to deflect that I don't get any chances to actually attack her. Yes, but it's a false peace. It's the numbness of, well, an altered mind. Gracious, there's a lot of these.
I shall free you from your hate.
Holy moly. Okay, what?
Damn it all! It's only a matter of time before we miss one.
Yep. You know, I should have seen that one coming.
Do you want to kill this thing or not?
don't know if this is going to make up for what she did. Actually, I don't think it will, but that's a personal issue, I suppose. Oop, and there she is. Hello? Thank you. Okay, that's great, but also I would like to attack it, maybe? Rude. Rude. I was in the middle of a combo. Oh, uh-oh. Okay. This bitch interrupted my combo.
Do not your souls weigh heavy?
No. I don't remember using a fight like this, though. Like, this is a brilliant way to make us connect kind of the post-patch story to the story that was happening during the main part of Stormblood, without having to create new assets to do so. we are moving as quick as we can. Whew, that was a toughie.
We did it! We beat her!
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello?
Hey, Mom! I'm having trouble with that dance move you showed me earlier.
Alright, show me what you got, little one.
Up and down and...
Okay, alright, I see what's going on. I'll help you as soon as this cutscene's over, alright? Okay. Because I really don't want to cut this cutscene off. It's really, like, this feels emotionally important.
What is this? I'm only gonna say this once. The Ananta just summoned their primal in the throne room. My friends are fighting her, but they need help. They need someone with the Echo, and by the gods, I wish I had it, but I don't. I told you before that you still had time, but things have changed. I need your answer now. You can end it like Xenos, or you can fight for Alamigo. Your choice.
Step in the right direction, even if it's not the whole journey. Doesn't mean I have to like her, though.
Seven hells. It's her. The Butcher.
Yep.
It's done. Take me back to my cell.
You are not forgiven. Not you. You I will never forgive. But I will thank you.
Well put.
For standing against a primal and saving us from servitude. You have my thanks.
Well put. Well put. be right back in about 5 minutes. Okay, folks. There we go. Go help Lila with that dance move. Okay, sweetie. So, first, let's just start. Okay, we are back, folks. Let's go ahead and continue on. Well fought, Lynn. Ehrenwald, and that was the thing. Our stand against the Kalyana would have been brief indeed had you not volunteered for guard duty. We'd be enthralled as surely as our sentries were. They must have planned this far in advance. Security was my responsibility, and I know how dangerous primals can be. It's my fault, my stupid mistake. Nay, alas, we were all caught unawares. We will take this as a lesson and watch our own more carefully in the future. Which is unfortunate. It is what it is. You can be sure the lackeys who smuggled the crystals into the throne room weren't the only thralls in our ranks. The soldier who first spoke up in favor of the Kalyana keeping their weapons springs to mind. A primal servant is betrayed by his aura, which means if you mean to conduct an investigation, I can identify any others acting under Sri Lakshmi's influence. Thanks, Ishtola. We'd appreciate the help. Speaking of help, I almost fell over when I found when Fordolo turned up. What was she even doing? Over there. Well, that explained it then. It's sad, but Ragnfrid was right. Her victims will never forgive her for what she's done. But I don't think Fordola picked up that sword looking for forgiveness. She just wanted to fight for her country. If you say the world in which Fordola grew up is partly to blame for what she became, then as an Alamegan, I feel responsible for improving the world. We can't ignore what's happening right now. We have to show people a better way than vengeance, or we risk giving birth to a new generation of skulls. I know it's idealistic, but I want to help people to let go of their old grievances and make peace with each other. I'll hold 1,000 meetings and talk till I'm blue in the face if that's what it takes. It is a long and arduous path you have chosen, but one well worth taking. Rest assured that I will do what I can to help you reach your destination. Thank you, Alphino. The first step will be to get our representatives back in the throne room. They're a little shaken, but not one of them seemed ready to run. We're all determined to finish what we started. I will see that you're not interrupted. Lynn, you and the Scions are to stand down. Get some rest. You've earned it. Excellent. Good for us.
A fine spot to contemplate the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
The meeting is over. The envoys have chosen to instate a government modelled on Ishgard's House of Commons, a ruling body of representatives elected by the people.
That'll do.
It is a fair decision, and one which signals the end of my part in all this. But I would gaze upon Girabania's stars one last time before I leave.
Don't let me interrupt you then, buddy. Danamo? What are you doing here? Yeah, go see him.
Forget something? Your Grace, there was no word.
Raubon Aldin, you are hereby dismissed as General of the Immortal Flames and relieved of your seat on the Syndicate.
Oh, goodness gracious.
But, Your Grace...
Raubon, I am no longer a child. Stay here in your homeland. Work with your brethren. Rebuild Alamigo.
Aww.
You desire to stand alone. I understand, but remember what happened.
I remember full well the consequences of my naivety, and thus did I consult at length with a most trusted advisor ere I embarked upon this course.
A most trusted advisor? And what of me? Am I no longer deserving of your confidence?
Boy, no. That's not what this is about.
What trust can there be between us when you withhold the truth from me? Did you think me oblivious to the anguish in your eyes when you spoke of returning to Uldar? For years and years, we have trusted one another. Yet now you refuse to confess your heart's desire?
Aww. Look at those tears.
I swore an oath to you that day on the sands. I pledged my sword.
And it has served me well. But in Pippin you have forged a new sword, as sharp and deadly as the blade you bequeathed him. I will show you a Sultana who can wield every weapon at her disposal, including Lolorito and his monetarist cronies. So follow your heart, please. You are home. You are free.
Nanamo.
Smile for me, Raubon. I would have this parting be a joyous one.
They have such a complicated relationship.
Thank you, Your Grace. It has been an honor to serve you and Uldar.
There's a deep amount of love between the two of them, but it's not romantic.
Tomorrow you will serve Alamigo and fight for the good
They're more than
of
family,
all
like
Eorzea.
more than kids
Am I
less than kin
understood?
kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, Your Grace.
When people talk about chivalry, this is what this is.
Thanks for shielding us from Lakshmi, you two. If you hadn't been there, the rest of us would be worshipping her by now.
You're kind to include me, Lise, but we both know who did most of the work. I could scarce keep track of the battle, let alone land a telling blow. No shame in admitting it. The Warrior of Light has put far better men than me in the shade.
Did I mention that I encountered the Sultana in the palace? It would seem Her Grace has come to Giribania to oversee the final stages of her relocation project. She was in search of General Aldin, and I directed her to the rooftop garden. I do hope he was still there.
Well, at the very least, we finished part 1 of the post-patch quests.
Gossiping the affairs of royalty,
Let's see how far in part 2 we can get.
Certainly not. not, Your Grace. I was merely informing my companions.
Be at ease, Alphino. 'Twas only a jest. But I must yield the floor to Raubon. He has an important announcement to make.
Mm-hmm.
As of yesternight, I have been relieved of my post in the Immortal Flames and the Syndicate both.
I shall be assuming my father's duties.
Mm-hmm.
And may I say that Tizona has never felt heavier upon my back.
Twould seem I am in need of employment. Mayhap one of my old acquaintances can introduce me to a mercenary company or some such.
Oh, I think he'll be able to find work.
You may be getting on in years, Father, but you'd struggle to find a band of sellswords who wouldn't snap your hand off. Your remaining hand.
Ooh, 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 ooh. Walked into that one, buddy.
Yes, the bull of Alamigo need not be put out to pasture just yet.
Your Grace has developed a wicked edge to her humor, and you, Pippin, would do well not to laugh when the future may hold the same for you.
So, does this mean you're staying?
Aye, that seems to be the way of it. I would be glad to aid you in rebuilding our nation, if you'll have me.
If, he says. Welcome home, Raubon.
Well, that was unexpected. Though you seem distinctly unsurprised.
I may have had something to do with it.
Either you are more astute than I give you credit for, or I'm losing my touch. In any event,
Kid, you're like
one thing is
17.
certain. Alamigo will rejoice at the homecoming of her dearest son.
So much good. I think it's about time I headed back to Ralger's Reach. What's next for all of you? Well, they say we'll be eager to hear of the recent events, so I shall join you, if you've no objections. I'd welcome the company, Lynn. Lynn, why don't you come along to the Reach as well once you've said your farewells to Nanamo and the others? Upon completion of this quest, you'll be able to access the palace's rooftop gardens by speaking to the Royal Menagerie attendant. Ooh. That's enough of you, Lynn. My only words for you now are those of gratitude. I must assume my father's responsibilities without delay, lest our rivals, both inside and outside Ul'dah, treat his dismissal as a window of opportunity. Rest assured they will find Tizona's edge as sharp as my hands. It seems my road has come full circle. I appreciate your support, the support you showed for my earlier decision, overruled as it was. Enough. That's right, there's still a dungeon in there that I haven't done yet. Running. Getting around sucks when you're little. Oh, I apparently need caffeine. Well, here we are again. Alpha Note has regaled me of both the thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds when Thancred and Nishola, when we heard the report of Primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we are lucky to have our Echo-blessed champions maybe nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kalyana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me of just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day. But someone has to make an effort at reconciliation if these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. But violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Broodmother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting the safety of our allies in the Vera and in the tribes first. We plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kalyana's movements at all times. My parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the Resistance Army, out of interest? Are we to prepare for Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance's newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than myself. What, the Bull of Alamigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller, independent groups. And when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based in Ralger's Reach. Welcome back, Lasty. Hope you had a good drive. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray, but that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together, and we stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects an ideal choice, assuming he accepts the post. Alamigo will have added a formidable weapon to its arsenal. And given the progress of Nanama's resettlement initiative, we see great cause for hope. Seeds which we so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as Alamigo blooms. Nice. And that's part one of the post-patch quests complete. I do give thanks to the Kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. There their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for new attire, we are doomed to look like so much Jetson. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. How are you going to trust anything she gives you? These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads? I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. I sure hope that the time on the island knocks some sense into her, because goodness gracious. It's like talking to a child. My fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I am alive, and I must return to my master's side. Come, Tsuyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Okay, legitimately, like, what's going on with her? Because she seems, a little regressed, shall we say? Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace... Oh, that Imperial Palace. Oh, okay. You read the reports. First Doma, then Alamigo, and Lord Xenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast loudly about taking his head regardless. And Lord Xenos lives? Deplorable. That our own officers should be fooled by Eorzean misinformation. Memories have been dulled out due to head trauma. Okay, I mean, okay. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. That they would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. So unless Xenos has, like, a clone or something going on, I would be shocked if he was still alive somewhere. But also, I wouldn't put that past the Garleans. Oh, yep. Yep. Need caffeine. Summon the dress-up Raban minion. Hang on. I have to check this out. Nope. Minion. The whole minion hotbar? Oh, I forgot about that. But how do you switch his form? There's supposed to be like a way to switch whether he has his arm or not. Say his, Oh, okay. Okay. So Xenos can do the thing that we can do. Like the whole reason why we can be revived and all that. Oop, nope, come on, Hatchling. Come on out. There you go. Man, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Scions. I've got lots to tell you. The Council has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hand. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helms done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made, and we have you and the Sultana to thank for it. If you two hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. In the same sort of sense, sans the blessing of light. Ooh, okay, so he's got the support of, like, the weird folks from, like, previous worlds. The Council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence in Ralger's Reach. Lysis will continue to lead our forces in the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly. A little too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration. I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now. Not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kaliana. It looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's, Shanti's daughter. You know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, the Kaliana thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like we've been reaching out to Fordola. She still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. May only be the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. I imagine we're going to find out a lot more about that in Shadowbringers, aren't we? Then, there you are. The node, LSA. Is there anything else? Or is everything alright? We've received a word from Tataru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than she wouldn't say. More than that she didn't say. Only that we should come to Kugane right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Alice is determined to make it a party of 3. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed, and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister, I've quite given up trying to convince you. Whether we be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust. Huh. I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Lise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be of even tangential concern to Alamigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tataru await us in the Ruby Bazaar offices. Okay. Let's go ahead and head on that direction. Teleport? Teleport. Okay. And then we go over here. Greetings, honored madam. May I show you in? Yes, please.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved?
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies. Master Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months.
Why do the Garleans still have an embassy
I made a
here?
few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor.
Like, legitimate question, why are they still allowed to have an
Soldiers were
embassy here?
dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her.
We all did.
We all did.
Yeah, see?
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Dormer Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu. But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
Oh, the caffeine has not hit yet. Oh no.
Proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them. I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Obviously.
Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon
I
him to the
appreciate the
mercy of
difference
the
in how
Empire.
those names are delivered
course
depending
is
on
clear.
where characters are from. It's reflective of the actual existence of accents within this world, which is really cool.
Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garleans' movements and more besides.
For a cost, I'm assuming. The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hanamachi. From its shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kagane as intimately as he does. It's gonna be the damn catfish, isn't it? One of the finest informants money can buy. I have a bad feeling about this. Permit me to assist you in your quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we can speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. Here we go. I'll give Sorbonne a hand. If he's providing us a ship, the least we can do is supply its provisions. We'll be at the pier if you need us. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then, let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hanamachi. Let's go there. Oh, there's also a thing I should pick up down here, isn't there? While we're in the city, anyway. Hello? Weird. Yeah, up on that. Oh, hello?
Mom! Mom, can you help me get a snack off the high shelf?
I mean, I can, but you're taller than I am at this point, aren't you?
Yeah, but you have that grabby spell that I don't.
Alright. Alright, I'll be back in a few minutes, folks. I'm gonna help Lynn, or not Lynn. I'm gonna help Dare get a snack. Oh, thank you for the stretch routine. I'll go ahead and do that for you. Good stretch. Okay. Alright, so 5-minute break. We'll be right back. Alright, which snack do you want? Ooh, that's a good choice. One of those two. Welcome back, everybody, for the probably final chunk of the stream. Yeah, today has just been a day of slightly longer than necessary breaks, or longer than intended breaks, I should say. New king on the block. Ooh, a mystery reward. This hunter's unbridled enthusiasm can only mean one thing. Oh, this is a monster hunter quest. Oh, I love this. I was wondering why this guy's armor looked so overdulled. Oh well, if it isn't not my old rival, then I'm Palace. Come at last to learn from a true hunter of elite marks, have you? Forgive me if I seem overly presumptuous. Being the renowned hunter that you are, I've always considered you to be a rival of sorts. A little healthy competition goes a long way in keeping one's skills sharp, you know. Aye, aye. But a hunter ain't worth shite without a smithy to keep him armed and armored. You'll have to excuse him. He's never been one for social graces, but he's a damn fine hunter. And what he brings back in to the forge keeps me in business. Who has time for grace when game is afoot? Which reminds me, I have news of a quarry that may pique your interest. I recently came across a rather peculiar bill of on the clan hunt board. Here, have a look. Bill depicts a crimson wyvern, unlike anything you've ever seen. Unfortunately, further reading of the bill reveals nothing of its origins. Strange, isn't it? Not only is the drawing unabashedly crude, the bill itself lacks the formality expected of anything approved by the Centurio clan. Still, a bounty is a bounty. Before setting out, though, I thought it would be wise to first confirm the details of the request, and therein lies the rub. Clansmen weren't even aware this bill had been posted. Likely the escapades of some mischievous youth, they said. But if this beast truly is out there somewhere, what manner of hunter would I be if I didn't go and find out? And from what I've been told, you're never one to back down from a chance at adventure, so how about it? Will you take up the hunt? Of course. Every bit the thrill-seeker I marked you for. Glad to hear it. To make things a little more interesting, what do you say we make a race, eh? To see who can slay it first. I'll even give you a hint to get you on your way. The beast we're after is Erythalos. King of the Skies, they call it. From what I've gathered, it was the last spotted somewhere around the Azim Steppe. You're likely to learn more if you speak to the locals at Reunion. As for me, I still need to prepare before I can head out, so consider this a head start. Good luck, Lynn, and may the best hunter win. I love that. Ooh. Yeah, I'll be taking care of that when I'm off stream because, like, yeah, that's a whole bunch of side questy stuff, you know? Ooh. Hang on a minute. Where in the heck am I supposed to be going? Oh, back here. Okay. Gorgeously designed city, however, a little confusing sometimes. But I suppose that makes this a good place to go and act in secret. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. Water time. It's been a while, my friends. Yes, yes, long while indeed. It's the fucking fish. You little shithead. I knew it. Yodo, any funny business and you know what will happen, I trust. No funny business, only loyal service and the finest quality information, of course. Such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I've half a mind to call Elise. No, no, no. No, Elise, I beg you. No boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yotsuyu, high and low, far and wide. Come to enlist my help, they did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you any decisive information? Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gosetsu and Yotsuyu? Alas, see them with my own eyes I did not. But the Imperials are confident. Yes, yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know, a rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rokugan samurai appeared on Kogane Dori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. It was no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting, assuming it's true. Did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shichichen. Blah, 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 blah. Now, why would that be, I wonder? If I didn't know better, I'd think he lent you money. He will help you, I'm certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Garlean connections and learn what I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure, but is it wise to let Namazu out of our sight? No, he will reliably betray us. No more betrayals, no more boots! To divide our forces is simply more efficient. He's right. Given the urgency, we would do well to split up. So I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Right? Sure, yes, yeah, we will go together, and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar is, I prefer the fresh air. I believe Alice has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? Yep. You've learned the new emote. Greeting. Let's give it a try. Okay, it's nice and simple. And of course we've got Dote, which, you know, mwah. We have at ease. Ooh, I like that. Big mood, or little mood. That's my kind of fighting right there. You know, at some point I should probably pick up Pugilist in this game. Ooh. Everything in order? Let us proceed to Kogane Dori. Find the master of Shofuku Shichichen. Shichichen. Ah. Words. Okay. Turkey pawnbroker. We might have had customers like those you described. How many people come through, it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase. No? Well, you can't blame a woman for trying. Nope, not the one we're looking for. Pleasant pawnbroker. Welcome, good madam, welcome. Will you be buying, or...? It depends. Ah, so you have heard tell of the Rokugan Samurai's katana. Small wonder, it is a fine example of its kind. One moment. Yeah, because if... dare I hope that you have found our pawnbroker? I believe so. Excellent work. Is that the katana? Ooh. Nick's especially focused up near the guard there. It's Gosetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you'll be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin. This is no ordinary weapon, you understand. It is priced accordingly. But if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return. It is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. I have enough loose change in my pocket. Like, you will be fine. Nay, my friend, grateful though I am for the offer, I cannot ask this of you. It's enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Well, can I buy it then? Scions will buy the katana. Consider it a gift. Master Alphinaud, your kindness is touching, truly, yet in matters of coin would Mistress Tataru not expect to be consulted? Come now, our friend would never have relinquished his blade were the need not great. Are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I am sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You have made a wise choice, my friend. Such pieces are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good as to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. I may ask, sir, after we visited your establishment, or after he visited it, do you perchance know where the old samurai went? He is our friend, and we would return his weapon to him. Friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there can be no harm in telling you. No sooner had I provided him with the requested sum than his pretty young companion began clamoring for Dongo. I duly recommended those served at the Umineko tea house, and thither did they set off. Clamoring for Dongo? Can these truly be the same people? Makes no sense. Some manner of code, perhaps, but it avails us not to speculate. Let us go to this tea house and see if we can pick up their trail. I love that the solution to keeping rats and or raccoons out of your garbage cans or water stills or whatever else you have has always just been put rocks on it. Like, they will figure out whatever locks you try to put on there. So just make it too heavy for them to pick up, you know? I love raccoons, but also they are too smart for their own good sometimes. Actually, probably why I like raccoons, honestly. Of course I remember. How could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see, scoffing down Dongo as if her life depended on it, while the old samurai looked on. Not quite what he expected, I'll wager. Far be it from me to gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away from across the Ruby Sea. Out of the reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of the Shiokaze hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So Gosetsu makes for Doma. This woman who travels with him. The more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. Interesting. While doubts remain over the identity of Gosetsu's traveling companion, for now we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready to sail. With luck, Alice will already have joined Master Soroban and Mistress Tataru there. Sort of open air bar. Absolutely gorgeous. Like, protected from the elements, just by its sheer size alone. With places to be all along the way. Absolutely gorgeous. You could campus all hell, though. You know, obviously, but still. I'm sure you could figure out a way to mitigate that. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Alice arrived mere moments ago. All went well at my end. Kyoto met with an Imperial officer and wheedled his way into some new information. It seems the troops who recently arrived in Kugane came directly from Garlemald. The Imperials based here have been kept in the dark. That's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they picked up Gosetsu's trail. And your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gosetsu seeks to cross to the mainland. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? You use Scion funds to buy Gosetsu's katana at the asking price? Aye, well, we were in some haste and it seemed a worthwhile gesture. Speaking of which, here's the contract for sale. Pray see that the man is paid. Charles Beard, you agreed to this? Give me strength. Well, it's not like the search can wait. You best be on your way. Alphino, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the offices as soon as you get back. Promise me. Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. He's in trouble. First, let us go to the Ruby Price. If Gosetsu has already set sail, the sentries there will sure to have seen him. Maru seemed rather vexed, did she not? Ever the melodramatist. I am sure our finances can stretch to a single sword. Remind me to explain the value of such gestures when we next see her. But I digress. We have work to do. Ooh, there's a battle. Okay, this is probably going to be the last thing that we get to do today. But we'll talk about the future of Final Fantasy streams for this channel, and when we'll definitely be back, you know?
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries.
Wow.
What's going on out there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy.
Of course they have.
We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
It is humbling when people don't recognize us as characters. Like, yes, we are big, important people when it comes to this world, and we've saved it many a time, but that doesn't mean that people know us by face, you know?
But with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless...
Unless Yotsuyu is on that island.
Ah, there it is.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them.
while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
It's clear that that's what you want.
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing.
Mm-hmm. Did that man just belly flop?
Come.
What, like on command? Okay, fine. That was written that way, alright? Whoop.
An opening. Your defense is lacking. Leave it to me.
Ooh. Hang on, there's more going on over here. It got nerd. They are here.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Gozetsu.
The little bunny guy. I love him so much.
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan. Eliminate hostiles. All forces, attack!
Yeah, you'd think that they would at least know who we are, though. Because, ugh. It's just a bad day for them. got this. Well, I thought we had this. It is taking a little more time than I expected it to. Come on. And I get stunned. Up. Goodness gracious. This is like a raid all on its own. Whew. Here we are.
Gozetsu, thank the heavens!
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Imagine so.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation. You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by. offering us a raft of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time?
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, and I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
Sir.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
Uh-huh. As Tansui says, we should move on. It would not do for Yotsuyu to be seen here. Now, if I know my sister, she will already be waiting at the boat at the nearby pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. Also looks like there's another side quest I need to pick up here. Okay, this may be the final ether current that I've been missing. At least for this map. Yes you. Do you know the Ruby Price? The fortress in the middle of the Ruby Sea, from which the Bakufu warriors survey the surrounding waters. Take care of that later. Like all the other side quests I'm grinding through. I should not jump from here, that would hurt my knees. Yeah, this one I can do. Oh, that's a lot closer than I thought it was. Kosetsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. You blame me for worrying. Strong as Lyn is, anything can happen in the chaos. But enough about me. We need to talk about her. Greetings? tell me you've lost your memory, and that's fine. I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you. Not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have naught to fear. Alright, if you say so. Right. 'Tis past time we set sail. I for one would not keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, and the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the Red Kojin bear no love for Yotsuyu either. I shall deliver you to familiar shores, but near Isari, but out of the villagers' sight. Let us away. Here's where we part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Lynn, when you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak to you about my next business venture. It promises to be extremely lucrative, and I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sum spent acquiring the certain sword, it would present a fine opportunity to fulfill Scion's coffers and restore the smile to Mistress Tataru's face. Oh, come along. Tataru was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think, plainly. A blade like Gosetsu's is worth a fortune. You'd have to buy a house and furnish it. Which you would know had you bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. This business ventures of Soroban's. You will give it a fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us, after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. For the Ruby Sea. Oh, hello.
Someone's flirting with Dad again.
Okay, is this like normal flirting or somebody actually trying to like flirt?
Well, he sent me to get you.
I see. Okay, well, I'm going to accept these 2 quests, and then I need to go save the honor of my husband. So yeah. He'll be fine for a couple of minutes, but we do need to go take care of him. I swear to God, if it's the gods, if it's Sherry again, comes in here and gets drunk and yeah. Anyway, send word requesting that he receive us in the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. All are in agreement. I shall scout ahead and see what the way is clear. Pray follow as swiftly as you are able, and join me on the outskirts of Namai. Okay. Okay, quest accepted. Let's go back over to the Just Chatting for a brief bow out. Thank you very much for stopping by, weary travelers. Yep, okay, that got all of it. I hope you've enjoyed today's Final Fantasy XIV stream. I may or may not be back next Wednesday, July 24th, due to my schedule shifting earlier than I expected it to, but there will be a Final Fantasy XIV stream at some point next week. It may just be on the Friday instead. Until then, for more information about future streams, keep an eye on our Twitter and Blue Sky at Come and Go Tavern for announcements and daily check-ins from the Come and Go. I've been your hostess, Sheela Ornthomas, and if you need to prop up your feet for a little while longer, we've got some more entertainment coming up soon via a raid. So let's go ahead and check who's online right now. Ooh, hey, looks like Lamp Devil is going to be playing Final Fantasy XIV herself. So let's go ahead and jump on over there, alright? Once again, thank you very much for being with me today, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta, bye, 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 bye.